Hi, this episode is not suitable for everyone. Parental guidance is advised. We are Bunk Collective.
Ayan. So, welcome to the show. This is actually the second time that I'm gonna record this very episode. So, ayan. Um, this is a very, very special episode for the life of Mr. William Rotonda. Um, he was a family guy, not only a family guy, not only a pro wrestler, kung hindi, he was an artist. People are giving tributes, praises, and a lot of thank yous. He was acknowledged by almost everyone. So we're thankful as well that the whole wrestling community here in the Philippines are acknowledging Bray Wyatt as well. As not only as a wrestler, not only as a family guy, not only as the man around this place. So, in case you missed the news couple days ago, so Triple H announced this Thursday night in the United States. Here in the Philippines, it's Friday here. So they announced that. Wait, I'm looking for the official statement first released by Triple H. So just received a call from a WWE Hall of Famer, Mike Rotonda, who informed us of the tragic news that our WWE family member for life, Wyndham Rotonda, also known as Bray Wyatt, unexpectedly passed earlier that day. Our thoughts, our thoughts are with his family, and we're asking that everyone should respect their privacy at this time. A report by Shan Rossap of Fightful confirming the news about Bray Wyatt's demise. So confirming again, we're going to mention this that earlier this year, Bray Wyatt with Rotonda got COVID that exacerbated tama pala yung term, exacerbated heart issues. So, parang yung COVID is yung main cause. That's why he got that heart issues. So, there were a lot of positive progress towards a return and his recovery. Plano pa nga siya na ibalik sa SummerSlam or after SummerSlam. And unfortunately today, he suffered a heart attack and he passed away earlier this week, August 25, 2023. I encourage those reading to respect the family's privacy and his loved ones are wanted some details to be clarified. Kasi maraming kumakalat na mali-maling information, especially with wrestling community speculations about the death of Bray Wyatt. It's sad for the whole wrestling community because we're not only mourning one wrestler, we're actually mourning two wrestlers this week in WWE Hall of Famer Terry Funk, who passed away earlier this week as well. So, my hearts and thoughts, my prayers, especially with our Bunk Collective family, is with both Terry Punk's family and with Hammertonda's family. All of the fans around the world are joining in prayers for both of their respective families. Our family here on Pong Collective will join the prayer group or the prayers. We're going to join the prayers for their souls. No disrespect, hindi ko naabutan si Tito Terry Punk na the only moment that I remember was his appearance in One Night Stand 205 or 206. Di ko tanda ako ng year. Basta it's a one night stand. Di ko na rin tanda kasi wala na rin tayo ng WWE Network. For some reason, di ko na rin ma-check. So, yan. So, one night stand, it's a PLE na binalik during the WWE run of ECW. And that's the only thing that I remember about Tito Terry Punk. Bray Wyatt, the first thing that I know about Bray Wyatt is definitely his gimmick in the main roster as the Eater of Worlds. Sobrang dominant. Then he lost to John Cena at WrestleMania. Ayan. So, I respect Bray. Si Bray, alam nyo, marami akong criticism kay Bray Wyatt. Rinig nyo yan dito sa show. Flaws, syempre, normal naman magbigay ng flaws, di ba? The flaws and mga sa tingin ko mga lapses ng WWE when it comes to booking the Fiend or kung anumang characters na meron sila na binubook nila. Sobra akong nadismaya doon sa ilam o sa napakadaming banda na they're booking the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Sa ilang banda din, marami na ding nangyari about Windham Rotunda at marami na ding factors. That's why we're thinking about him right now. Prayers. And napakadami ding factors eh. Pasensya na, medyo emotional pa din ako. Kahit ng first recording, ramdam ko yung emotions. So, bear with me as we process everything here on today's episode of the podcast. When I first mentioned Bray in this show, it was the run of Braun Strowman as the Universal Champion. He is the Fiend that time. Medyo mixed yung reactions ko when it comes to him and Bray na challenger and champion that time. Medyo mixed emotions ko. Siguro dahil na rin sa decisions that time. But yeah, things have changed. Marami na ring decision na nabago. Marami na ring decision ang maaaring magbago. And to build a legacy like Bray na hindi kailangan mag-Hall of Fame para or maging legend. Para sa akin, legend na yun eh. Malaki na yung naibigay niya na karangalan for our wrestling fan base. No? In a way, in a sense, that Bray will actually appreciate everything that we're doing right now or what we're doing before. Like, sobrang dami ng nagmamahal kay Bray Wyatt. Ayun. So, pag nilay-nilayan natin si Bray Wyatt kahit mga 10 minutes, 20 minutes on this episode. Usapan natin mga matches that I really like about Bray. Number 1, siguro, shit. Medyo pinipigil ko yung iyak ko kasi di ako pwede umiyak. May isa pa akong episode na record. Sorry about that, guys. Matches. One of my favorite matches of Bray Wyatt was the John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. Mapa WrestleMania 30, para mapa WrestleMania 36. Either of both of their matches. Either of both matches. Maganda yun. For me kasi, yung evolution ng characters between Bray and Cena. Cena, di naman nagbabago ng gimmick yan. Sige, layo na natin. Si Bray, at time 2014, who was on a... Sa tingin ko, I was saying na is on his top of the world that year for Bray Wyatt. And kind of disappointed that he lost to John Cena at WrestleMania that time. Actually, hindi ako sure if that's the first time he actually lost a match over on a one-on-one basis. Hindi ako sure kung yun nga yung first time. Please confirm, let me know na that's the first time Bray Wyatt lost a match sa main roster. Basta yun. Memorable siya on the way they presented this whole feud. I didn't like how it started, but I think, alam mo yun, parang mas memorable siya kung iisipin mo pag pinanood mo on how they built the whole thing. The match itself was pretty fantastic, sakto lang. Pero, ayun, medyo justified naman kung bakit kailangan ng extension, and Bray eventually won all of the other matches of their feud. And ayun, medyo kind of disappointed on how they treated Bray Wyatt on this feud. But yeah, ayun, so medyo masakit. WrestleMania 36 was the continuity of the John Cena revenge, or the Bray Wyatt revenge. Sorry about that. Revenge season nito ni Bray Wyatt kasi 'di ba, you know, the thing about Bray, sobrang iba kumpara sa vibe niya before as Bray Wyatt. Itong The Fiend kasi. So, yung The Fiend thing kasi, mas iba kasi yung atake niya. The approach of The Fiend is very dominant. Like, bakit nag-iba yung match for WrestleMania? Dapat ito ay Fiend versus Roman Reigns for the undisputed title. A universal title, sorry. But they changed it to Roman versus Goldberg, then eventually Braun versus Goldberg due to COVID implications that time. That Roman, you know, is kaka-remission niya lang sa COVID and sa cancer. So that's why he must forced or kind of forced to not to work WrestleMania because of the rises of the COVID cases and everything. So, yeah. Bray was there to work night 2. And sobrang galing kasi ni Bray Wyatt. Hindi mo na alam kung makakatanda ka ng 5 promos about him. Every week, susundan mo kasi. Firehouse man yan, Firefly Funhouse, yung sa character na before in the WWE main roster until this recent return before he died. Sobrang iba. Sobrang iba yung atake ni Bray Wyatt. And eventually, they executed the idea of Bray. Okay, so Bray maybe can work with limited matches. And so they continued this thing with LA Knight. Then, supposedly, he was going to feud with Bobby Lashley. And for some reasons, parang nawala na rin siya sa picture. And Bobby Lashley eventually won the Andre the Giant Battle Royale later that month. Pero yun, kay Bray kasi, you know, the strengths of Bray Wyatt and all of his feuds and everything. Alam mo yung strengths ni Bray Wyatt is on how he present the feud. Parang he is the director of the feud. He is the executioner. Parang nasa kamay niya yung feud on everything. Like, kahit anong feud, sa tingin ko, kahit anong feud ni Bray Wyatt, kaya niya yun pagalawin. Kaya niyang paikutin yung mga feuds na nakakasama siya. No, as long as he knows or as long as he is oriented with how things are going on. Pero, ewan ko, parang it's more on an opening of the idea din. Pero eventually din kasi kung paano mo bubuksan yung ganong approach. But to continue with our tawag ba dito? Ano ba ang tamang pag-explain kay Bray? Pasensya na, medyo emotional pa ako eh. Si Bray kasi, you know, yun ang strengths niya. Magaling siya magpaikot o magaling din siya mag-story. Mag-tell lang stories to you guys. So that's his strength. Hindi ko pwede sabihin na weakness niya syempre yung matches. No, hindi. Alam niyo yung naging weakness niya is actually the booking on how it was booked on the Fed. Yun, biggest weakness niya, tingin ko. Especially with the Bray Wyatt and the Fiend characters. So, medyo, alam mo yun, madaming butas na nahulot kay Bray Wyatt. So, he eventually got released after WrestleMania 2021. But yeah, let's continue with the matches. Number 2 match in my mind when it comes to Bray Wyatt is actually the 6-man tag. The Shield versus Wyatt's from EC of 2014. Before WrestleMania actually ito. Sa tingin ko kasi si Bray was cemented his position as one of the main event guys later that year thanks of this match. Sobra. Like the Cena Wyatt is just icing on the cake. Ito sa tingin ko. Nagsemento talaga sa kung anong meron kay Bray Wyatt. But yeah, regardless on what we are getting on this thing, gusto ko lang sabihin sa inyo na ayun, I love you so much. Yun lang. Continue nga tayo. Isa pa memorable match before I mention my third one. Wyatt versus Undertaker 2015 WrestleMania. That was a pretty good WrestleMania. Medyo nabitin lang ako. Kasi may gap eh. Ang laki ng gap between April, tsaka November when they returned for the Survivor Series feud with the Brothers of Destruction. Medyo I'm kind of disappointed on how they executed the build-up. Continue natin na ang ano bang tamang dito? Ano bang gusto kong the build kasi with the Undertaker and Bray was so good. Tas naruin lang ng long gap for their build up. So I kind of sad on how things went out of that time. But build up wise, medyo okay naman. Medyo okay naman sa tingin ko. How things went out, iba rin ang pakiramdam na kung ano yung napakita natin before or napakita niya ni Bray before. Siguro, mararamdaman mo yun. Tingin ko, mararamdaman mo and mararamdaman mo in a way that you will never forget. Pero regardless, Bray versus Taker wasn't a bad match. Alam mo yung problema ko on the way they built this thing. Nawawala ako, pasensya na. But the importance kasi of Bray versus Taker 1 was outstanding kasi outstanding yung build, you know. The only problem is how they made the continuation of it. Medyo bitin o medyo not satisfied at all. Pero yeah, um, isa pang match that I can mention for Bray Wyatt was the Elimination Chamber of 2017 where he won his first WWE Championship with the with pinning John Cena and AJ Styles for the WWE title. That was fantastic. Kahit 7 weeks lang yung WWE title, papasalamat pa din ako kasi without him becoming the champion, walang mangyayaring Jinder Mahalera. So medyo mag-thankful pa din ako kay Bray because of that. Ano pa ba? Segments. Definitely all of the segments ng Firefly Funhouse medyo naging favorite ko. Medyo may mga flaws lang ako on some episodes. Isa pang favorite Bray Wyatt segment ko on how he was betrayed by Randy Orton during the 2017 feud. I think that was really good on their side. And on the way they are building themselves for a thing, like something na hindi mo pwedeng mawala sa mga ganitong build-ups when it comes to Bray. No? Yan lang siguro ang aking tribute kay Bray Wyatt. We're reminiscing all of the moments of Bray Wyatt. So, babasahin ko lang ng konti yung mga thoughts ni Yuki sa aming group chat. Pero ito, Funhouse, ito, I forgot to mention this. Funhouse was always fun. I think it can go down as one of the classics. Yan, nasabi ko na nga na the Funhouse was so good. Let's face it, totoo to ha. The Funhouse match in general then, I think there's something lacking on that match. But yeah, definitely that was so good. The EC match when he won the belt, yeah, I said it already. Yeah, I agree on Yuki here that Uncle Howdy was wasted. Yeah, definitely. He was wasted. The Pitch Black match was, yeah, alright, pero I have a different take on that. I don't care about the sponsorships. Basta, I'm going to say that match was shit. Pero, mas okay naman talaga na cinematic siya ever since. No? But, yeah, yun. Yun lang ang aking thoughts. Yun lang ang aking thoughts for, ano ba tawag dito? Bray Wyatt. Like, what he always saying, nothing is forever. Definitely. Walang forever. I'm going to say that loudly. Walang forever. Because wala talagang forever. Ang paniniwala ko lang dyan, una-una lang yan. No? Una-una lang yan. In life, everything is una-una lang. People will pass on their right time. On our right time. Eventually, me, I will pass on my own. But I have my own destiny. I have my own destiny to fulfill. So, pagdasal nyo rin ako. If kung ayaw nyo naman, hindi ko kayo pinipilit. Pero, yeah. Pray for me. Pray for your whole family. And don't forget to embrace every loved ones that you have. Wag mo kakalimutan yan. Kasi napaka-importante. Yun. So, again, if you love someone, siguro, kailangan you need to be conscious and hindi lang to be cautious then kailangan mo din maging mapagmahal, maging grateful ka At huwag kang maging mayabang at higit sa lahat, sinungaling. Ano pa ba gusto ko sabihin? Still looking on my final notes. Sorry about this, guys. Ay, love you, Bray. You know that. Ayan, I want to applaud every promotion who was given their tributes to Bray kahit hindi siya nag-compete doon ever since. So AEW, Impact, they gave their own respective tributes. And yeah. So I'm going to say this line before we end this episode. So it's a full thing that Bray Wyatt actually said. No? Wrestling is not a love story. It's a fairy tale for everyone. A comedy for people who criticize punchlines. A fantasy most can't understand. A spectacle no one can deny. Lines are blurred. Heroes are villains. Budgets are cut. Business is business. But it can also be a land where dead men walk, where honor makes you elite, where demons run for office, and rock bottom is a reason to rejoice. It's an escape, a reason to point the blame at everyone or anyone but yourself. An excuse to be a kid again. Fuck. Fuck, man. Bray again. And nothing matters except the moment we are in. Wrestling is not a love story. It's much more. It's hope in a world surrounded in hate, greed, and violence. A world where closure may never come. We all know a place that has hot and cold, hope on top, a better or for worse. Again, pray you will be missed. May you rest in peace. To Terry Punk, we always love you. May you rest in peace. I hope both of your souls may rest in peace. In behalf of everyone here on the podcast and whole Bong Collective family, we are joining the whole WWE universe and the whole wrestling world in mourning on the deaths of both Terry Punk and Bray Wyatt. Goodbye for now. See you on the next episode.